Hey everybody, Justin here. I wanted to do a Rick and Morty episode. I've been rewatching it. Been a fan. I actually started watching it in 2013, but got really into it and caught up on everything in 2017. And then the past few years, just kind of haven't had as much time to watch. Got busy, turned off cable, and kind of switched to something else. So I just caught up recently, and then I just rewatched the whole thing. So I wanted to take this time to rank the seasons, and then I'm hoping to do a few other videos. I don't know if they'll be full length or some shorts, and I don't think this video is going to be very long either. Just wanted to rank the seasons, then I'll probably do like top 10 episodes, bottom 10 episodes type of thing. And if I think of any other ideas, may do some other videos on some of this, because I feel like there's a lot to talk about, a lot more than what I can really fit right here. But real quick, let's get this started. So there are 8 seasons of Rick and Morty currently. So at the bottom, number 8, I've got, and this may be a hot take, but I've got season 4. This is where some people might say the show kind of started going downhill. I don't think the show's ever really gone downhill. I think from season 4 to present, almost every season has had one or two stinkers, like actually genuinely bad episodes that I really don't want to rewatch. And some of them are just because they're like gross out or just straight up offensive. But Rick and Morty can do offensive really well or really poorly. And when something doesn't hit, that's usually when you get one of the worst episodes. But season 4, I've got the highs as the Vat of Acid episode, and I'm probably going to mess up these episode names because sometimes they're really hard to pronounce. But I think it's like Promortius, and that was the one where the aliens get on their faces or whatever. And then the lows, maybe the worst episode in the whole show, Claw and Hoarder Special Rictums Morty, the dragon episode, in other words. I'm just going to say the dragon episode and the heist episode. Did not care for. So that was season 4 in last place. So number 7, I have season 5. And the highlights of season 5, I had Rick, Mariah, Jack, and forgetting Jarek Mortshul. Good grief, I should just stop. Anyways, the basically the 2 episodes that deal with the 2 crows and some evil Morty stuff in there, I really liked. And then the lows were another one of the worst episodes in history. Rick Dependent Spray. 2 words, incest baby. Yeah, definitely some low lows in season 5. All right, and then I'm actually going to skip the 5th place because I could not come up with a winner, so I actually have a tie, and I feel like there's a big quality jump here. So I've got a tie between, well, I'll just say this one first. Season 6, just the way I've got it written. So season 6, I got the highs, or I don't say this word, so I'm just going to say analyze P, but it's really, it rhymes with analyze this. And Final Desmithation. Final Desmithation, if I'm saying that right, is an example of Rick and Morty doing something really kind of offensive and gross out and horrible in a really funny way. So I feel like that, in my opinion, is done well. Fortune cookie. And then the one about analyze this is I can't say these words, but it's a kind of a really dark episode, but it's also really neat, and it's a good character study into Rick, and it's a really good episode. And then I think the lows of season 6 it's also one of the worst episodes. I might as well not even do a worst of list because I'm just going to name them all here. But Bethic Twinstinct, I just hated that episode so bad. It was a really bad idea. All right, so then also in 5th place, since this is a tie, is season 8, the latest season. And I'm so glad that like some of these later seasons, even with the voice actor change, are quite well. I think season 8 was maybe the most consistent season since the original 3, which is really cool. So for the highs, I've got Summer of All Fears. Oh god, what does that say? No Mortland and Hot Rick. So basically the one where they're in a simulation as punishment for taking Rick's phone charger. That's really funny. The best Jerry episode we've ever gotten, hands down, in No Mortland. And in Hot Rick, I think it was a great season finale, a great note to leave on, and it was emotional. And I'm a sucker for those emotional episodes that end with that Ryan Elder music. Oh, so good. And in the lows, I've got The Last Temptation of Jerry. This was, it was a bottom tier episode, but not as bad as others. Still offensive, but not as bad as others. All right, now for number 4, we have season 7. That's the second to last season. So I'm really glad I've put season 7 and 8, middle to upper on this list. Just because, I think it feels like we're getting back on track. But season 7, I've got Fear No Mort and That's a Morte as the best episodes. And then for the lows, I've got Rise of... This is the most boring episode of Rick and Morty, and it's definitely also bottom 10. Rise of the Numbericons, the movie. Water Tea is all I'll say about that. Alright, so in third place, we have season 1. So, season 1, we've got Me Seeks and Destroy as one of the best episodes. Total Recall. Close Encounters of the Rick Kind. Oh, sorry, not Total Recall. That's season 2. But, anyways, there's a lot of good episodes in season 1. In the lows, really, there are no lows, but I'll just put the pilot and then Something Rick This Way Comes. Just not as good. Alright, now season 3 is in second place with the Rick Shank Redemption and the Rick Lannis Mix-Up. Season 3 is really, really good. I think it's got some of the highest highs. And then for the lows, I've got the Rick Churian Morty Date. And that's pretty much it. I just wasn't impressed with the season finale. I don't think it's a bottom tier Rick and Morty episode or anything. Season 3 was really, really good. And then in first place, I've got season 2. I think this is a almost perfect season. So many good episodes. This is where you get Total Recall, and then you've got what is it? The Ricks Must Be Crazy, which is way up there as one of my favorite episodes of the whole show. And then probably the worst episode is the season opener, Rickle and Tom, but not necessarily a bottom tier episode. It's still really clever and everything. So that is my ranking of the Rick and Morty seasons, and I'm gonna try to do some more content soon. And thank you for watching.